Alright, hello. Good morning, everyone. Or at least for me, it's morning. It's 10:45 here. Anyway, for those who are new or returning, or one of my cats. um, Hi, Aurora. Anyway, yes, I have cats now. Didn't used to before last time I streamed, but now, yeah, I got cats. Anyway, sorry for the distraction. For those who are new or returning, um, I am doing a game jam. It's called the GDEX Game Jam for 2020. A little bit of info as far as what GDEX is. GDEX is a gaming convention for the Midwest of US. It is hosted in it is normally hosted in Columbus, although because of COVID-19 pandemic, they're doing, I think it's all online now, but as far as the game jam, this is the first time they've ever done that, and I'm I enjoy I'm starting to really enjoy game jams and stuff. I actually just did a game jam in August. It was the game jam for extra credits, and that was a lot of fun. Made a pretty cool game. I'm hoping this game will go well too. Anyway, this game jam is 2 weeks long. It just started this past Friday, so so far I guess a little recap on as far as what I'm working on. I'm trying to work on the player movement and getting that, and player movement and player camera, which not too bad. I'll have to do some work, but got the movement here and the camera working, and yesterday I was working on getting the fucking strafe, and then you can look around with the camera. You go in the direction the camera's pointed, and then yesterday I was working on getting it to where I could interact with, yeah, like physics stuff, like pushing this ball around and stuff like that, and then pushing that block. And then stairs. Stairs was another thing I was trying to get working, which it looks like I got it working really well. I'm using, for those who are a little bit more savvy when it comes to Unity, I'm actually using a character controller, and I'm also using a script, which I need to pull up, open up Visual Studio Code. Let's do that. Here we go. That's my debugger script. Which, okay, here we go. Third-person controller. Thankfully, it's not too long. A little bit over 100 lines of code, and I need to, like, just looking at this long move method, I need to break this down. I'll have to experiment a little bit with that. But it's coming along really well. I'm quite pleased with this. As far as what I'll probably work on today. Okay, so that works. So I have this is a console, debug console that I work with. Yeah, I need to deactivate. I need to find some way to deactivate the regular movement controls when this opens up. There we go. But this is gonna be for like mainly like debug commands while in game, and I want it to be nice and really handy debugging. It prints, okay, it prints the grave actually types out the grave key in text, so that's something also I need to fix. And then the camera, I'm probably going to adjust a little bit. The camera's gonna need some work as far as configuring, but like I also want to add an option to be able to invert the Y. Um, which yeah, okay. And then I might turn down the movement speed. Although, because I tested this. This is using Unity's new input system. I tested it with controller, and honestly, with controller, it wasn't like it's not as sensitive. Although I think that's controllers in general compared to mouse. Of course, my DPI is pretty high on my mouse. All right, I'm gonna get that debug script working because I was wanting to get that working before, and I just didn't get to. What is this? Okay, I don't need that up. Oh, I need to set my timer so I don't burn myself out. Go. There we go. Okay. Um, just a little break timer to remind myself to take a break. In 50 minutes. I'm gonna try to take because I need to take frequent breaks to either like get water or use the restroom or stuff like that. It's good for your health. All right. Let's see here. So I was actually after the stream, I was working a little bit more. Okay, so this looks fine. Um, Toggle console. So actually, what I want when we toggle the console, I want it to clear the input. So that's one thing. I also want to disable. I want to disable movement and the camera specifically. So I need to look that up. But, I've been looking stuff up off screen. Um, do this. Actually, I'll put it off to the side here. Unity. Let's see here. How do I phrase this? Unity. Input system. Disable action. Okay, yeah, I was looking this up there. Oh, that's blinding. Actually, give me a second. I'm gonna fix that. I'm using incognito. Well, you know what? I guess it doesn't really matter. Um, Unity input system disable action. Okay, that's much better. I use this nice little dark reader extension for Firefox, which I think it's available for Chrome as well. It's it helps me actually save my eyes a little. Wait, class input action map. So input actions, treat them as a group. So the input action map, though, hold on. Yeah, actually, look here. Input action. Whoop. So input actions, these are maps. These are input action maps. I don't want to disable an entire map. Although I guess I could. I'd have to have the toggle console control in both locations. I don't know. But here's the callback context. Control. Control that triggered the action. I don't want the control that triggered the action. I want to be able to disable certain actions. Interaction performed, phase. Start time. Hold on. Actions. So to separate the logic meaning of an input from the physical means of the input. That is activity. Okay. Which I don't, yeah, I get that. Which is why I want to disable the look on here. I want to disable the look action and the move action. And although I don't have a need, well, I don't have a means for fire. Well, it's not being used right now anyway, so. Write code that is agnostic to where the input is coming. I want, wait, an asset that contains one or more action maps, which is, yeah, an optional sequence of control schemes. Okay. Collection of actions. And then a named action that triggers callbacks. Okay. I need to get the input actions for the move and the look. Each action has a name. Okay, yeah. Creating actions. Embedding actions in mono behaviors. You can embed input action. Wait. I could do it that way. Actually, that would work. Yeah. Can I do that? I want to try that. That sounds like a good idea. Let's go back to code. So actually, the smart way to do this would be, actually, I don't like this. I don't like the, there we go. I want to specify that this is private. In fact, let's do a little bit of organizing here. Whoops. This can go up here. This can go here. This down here. I can go there. Okay. Right here, I want to do a public. Do I want a list or an array or actually input action array? Disabled actions. Okay, So basically, this will be a dragon list that I can do in Unity, do dragon actions that I want to disable. When the console is up. Actually, I should probably name this a little bit better. How about console actions to disable? Or disabled console actions. Okay. And then with that, if I go back to here, so how is this gonna work? I have my stuff, my actions here. What was that? Oh, okay. You know, I do not need notifications, please. Different. Okay. Sorry, a little distraction there. So let's go to the game manager here. Disabled. Okay, so we have 2 at the moment. So let's do that. Oh. Okay, so that wait, add binding. No. What? Huh? Okay, so this sets new ones. Can I just nope. Um Let me look this up. Okay, yeah, I guess I should have saw that. These fields receive a custom editor UI, and the visual editors work similar to that. Okay, yes. What about existing ones? This is interesting. Enabling this. Okay, for an action to do okay, do something, you must first enable it. You can do this either by individually enabling action or by okay. Um, but this is only if you have access to. I want a reference. Unity input system. Get input action. Enabled by itself, an action does not do anything until it is enabled. Get that. Is there a way to get Because it sounds like I need to get the action map. I need the action map, and then I get the action from the action map. So how can I get... I want to reference it. Get input action map. I'm wondering because there's the player input here. That's action. I had a reference to this, then maybe that would work. Man, I was hoping I could just drag it in. No, it looks like I wish you could drag it in. Hmm. But instead, this is like new. These are new actions that you can make, which that doesn't help me at all at this point. All right. So it might be that I need player input. So with the player input, I have access to player input dot actions. Okay, actions dot contains add action map, action maps, find action. Move dot add bindings. Okay. Nope. That's a get. Okay. So enable. Can I set? Okay. But wait. Disable. There we go. Move and look. Although hold on. If show console. So if the console is shown, disable. Else enable. There we go. And now I need to give my debugger reference. There you go. Okay. That should do it. Yep, that worked. Disabled the controls. And re-enabled them. Oh, that worked. Cool. All right. That part's fixed. Although I haven't really tested out these commands yet. So I've got a test command here. Let's make sure this works. So if I do test command has been run. Okay, cool, cool. There we go. There's no console output though. No, guess you don't really need output. Well, actually, technically you do, but well, it probably would be a good idea. Anyway, I think this looks good. I'm gonna see if I can make this a little cleaner. I need to split this up in some way. So transform.rotation. So these are the only spots where our look input is used. And then angles here. May not be able, I guess for now it's fine. It's still kind of lengthy. I don't like it that it's so lengthy, but I guess it'll work. All right. Thing is, like, the look speed is a little high. Only at 0.5. Hold on. Used there. If I turn this down to like 0.2, go over here, there. Look speed 0.2, play. better. Not much room for adjusting sensitivity though. Movement speed's pretty good. I'm gonna see if I can try something, because it doesn't give us much room to adjust here. Let's try. Try that. Let's replace. Where is this being used? A couple places. Okay, that looks like that's it. All right. Let's give that a go. It'll probably give us a little bit more room to adjust stuff. Oh yeah. Then let's crank it all the way up. Okay. Then let's up this to like 10 and move this up to 5. Better. That's better. A little stuttering there. Is that frame loss? Yeah, I think that's frame loss. That's weird. Oop. All right. Inverted Y. We need to make an inverted Y. Which I'll just put it here. Look, cool. Invert Y equals false. All right. So we're inverting the look Y. I think it would be this right here. Cause this is the only spot. Oop. Float. Let's just do look input y equals. Then we're gonna do inverted y question mark. So if inverted y is true, then we do negative look input dot y. Else, oops, else it's look input dot y. And this goes here. All right. So that is how it's done. So then it should, yep, it should be normal. If I go up, camera goes up. If I go down, camera goes down. So let's go to player, invert Y. Okay. If I go down, camera goes up. If I go up, the camera goes down. So cool. Our inverted Y works. All right, cool. This is looking really good. Honestly, I think that's it for player movement. Now, although what I might do is some of the stuff for the controller, the player controller, I might actually be able to, I might actually like have it to where that could be adjusted using the debug manager. So, or basically the console. So that way, that can be adjusted in the final, that can be slightly adjusted in the final product. So, actually, I definitely need to finish. Actually, yeah, I'm not done with this, so I need to actually finish this. I was actually watching. Where is that video? Here it is. Okay, we're good here. Close. Just use it. Okay.
If I were to say the words Rosebud or God Mode on to you,
It's a bit loud to me. Sorry, I'm doing a little bit of audio adjusting. Actually, I want to make sure this isn't too loud for you guys either.
you probably would have an image of the video games and memories that you associate them with. After all, cheat codes are one of the most appealing things about playing games on PC for me. I always loved that freedom to break the game and feel like you had total control over the virtual world you were in. Power fantasies aside, as it turns out, those cheat codes were often just a small selection of incredibly useful tools
Let's speed this up because this might take a little bit.
the developers of those games would use to make the process of testing and debugging a lot easier. I think now we've all experienced the pain of booting up our own projects, playing the game, hastily clicking through every single frame just to reach the point that we're actually working on, testing one thing, stopping the game to make a change, and then feeling the sheer tedium and dread of needing to repeat the process over and over again. At some point you have to ask yourself, surely there's an easier way. An in-game debug console can make some of that laborious work much easier to deal with by creating cheats that help you skip past some of the stuff you're not interested in, or generate specific events that may usually be gated behind a ton of content you'd need to get through first. Hi there, I'm Matt, and welcome to Game Dev Guide. In this video, we're going to build an in-game console that we can use to create development cheats to help when debugging our game. We're going to build a console using Unity's default GUI code, as well as a flexible command system that will allow us to add new cheats to the console easily as our project grows in scale. Finally, we'll look at adding some additional functionality to the system to make it a bit more user-friendly and easier to navigate, especially when there's lots of commands available. So, let's get started. I've got a small little environment here. For demo purposes, I've put a very basic scene together where you spend some money and spawn a character that randomly walks around. The player can spawn about 10 folk before running out of money. Now in the editor, we can just go in and hack the amount of money in the inspector. We can also easily clear out all of our characters from the screen. However, if we were testing this in a build, there's no way we could access this, and if I'm just testing the build for our characters on screen, and I don't want to play the rest of the game, I'm going to need a way to handle this. One solution is to just hard-code some cheat keys in to run these functions, but it's kind of annoying and awkward. This is where a debug console can come in handy, as it will allow us to enter commands to perform specific functions, such as spawning a new character or changing how much gold we have. Let's create a new script called debug controller. This script will hold the logic for drawing our debug console and handling our debug commands. So first things first, let's start by allowing the user to bring up a debug console on screen. At the top of our script, let's create a boolean called show console. I'm using the new input actions here, and I've mapped the key to the little backwards apostrophe thing, which in making this video I looked up the proper name for and discovered it's called the grave accent. So that's what the key is, I suppose. And so when this key is pressed, we will toggle the show console variable. Okay, so now we need to actually draw the console whenever show console is true. So in our onGUI method, let's check to see if it is true. And if it is, let's draw a box at the top of the screen. So now we have our box toggle. Let's create a string and a text field for our user to type into. All right, our command input is ready. Let's look at building out the logic for commands themselves. We're going to build a structure for commands that is mostly agnostic and acts as a dummy to just hold command data. The controller itself will handle what the command does and how it passes data from the text input. To do this, let's create a new script called debug command. In here, let's create a new class called debug command base. Here we'll add 3 strings that will be required by all of our debug commands. A command ID, which will be used to call the command, a command description, which will explain what the command does, and then a command format string that will tell the user how to actually format the command parameters. With that, it's time to set up our first debug command class, which will extend from this base class. The idea with these debug command classes is for them to be as generic as possible, so that we can use the class for multiple actions. At the start of the class, we'll create an action property called command, and in our constructor, we'll pass in our base parameters and also a command to invoke. We'll then create an invoke method, which can invoke the command. So now let's take a look at how we can use this to create a debug command in our controller that removes everyone on screen. In our controller script, let's create a new static debug command called kill all and a list of objects called command list. And then in the awake method, I'll assign the command and add it to the command list. The action we're passing here is just a method in my controller script called kill all heroes. When a hero is created, their game object is added to the list, so this method simply destroys any game object in that list when it's called. And for old time's sake, let's also add a debug command called rosebud that adds 1,000 gold whenever it's called. And then let's add that to our command list too. So now we have 2 commands we can use, which means that we need to tell our controller to read the text input, and when it sees the command kill all or rosebud, to invoke the right action from the list. Let's create a method here called handle input. I've also added an onReturn method to the input actions, so that when the return key is pressed and the console is showing, it can actually trigger the handle input method. And then to handle our input, we need to actually pass the input string. So let's iterate over our command list and get the debug command base object from each entry. Then let's check to see if the input string contains the command ID. And if it does, we'll cast the command into a normal debug command and then invoke it. Essentially, we're testing to see if the type of the object fits the cast here. And then if it does, we cast the object back to its original form and then invoke it. Back in Unity, we should now be able to type the commands into our debug window and have our actions invoked. If I type in rosebud, I gain some money, and if I type in the kill all command, all of the heroes get destroyed. This is pretty much the base point. From here, it's easy enough to create all sorts of cheat keywords with specific actions involved. For instance, we could create another keyword called spawn that adds enough money and spawns a hero. As long as we define it and add it to the list, the handle input method will automatically process it. Currently, our system is limited, however, because it requires a fixed keyword to perform a fixed function, but some actions might need to be a bit more specific. For instance, what if we want to actively set how much gold we have? Let's take a look at how we can extend our system to handle that. We can actually implement a version of the
Anyway, I think this is where I'm at, but yeah. This is how far I've gotten as far as doing a debug console. And adding my own stuff to it as far as like disabling controls and stuff, which seems to be doing pretty good. But yeah, being able to actually pass in stuff is probably going to be useful.
Debug command to take in a generic type as part of the action, like this. So now we have an alternative class type that can take any type as a parameter to the action. Back in our controller, let's create a new...
Hold on, let's go back and look at that. Okay, so he's got a new debug command. Gotcha. So it's just another class debug command There we go. No argument given. That's hard. Okay. So then what we need to do is generate constructor. Let's hide this so we can have more room. We don't need this right now. Actually, we don't need that at all. Okay. So it's basically the same thing. Takes the command. Of course, I private action command. Wait, I need to modify this. Action T. There we go. And then this needs to be that. Cool. And then down here, we do the same thing, the invoke, but it'll be different. That will actually take in a value, and we will pass in that value. There we go. Cool.
Alternative class type that can take any type as a parameter to the action. Back in our controller, let's create a new debug command with an int called setGold, and define it like so.
Okay, so then what I want to do is I want to go back to here. So I want to be able to adjust. I think I want to be able to adjust the look sensitivity in game while playing it. And sure, yes, with Unity I can probably just do it from debug from the with play mode from the actual system, but hold on. These. Oh, well, I guess that would help. All right. No more interruptions.
Final thing we need to
Alright, so let's make a new command here. We're going to call it public static debug command. We're going to pass in a float. And we're going to call this what's it called in this? Look speed. Yeah, look speed. Or set underscore look speed. All right, so then we go down here. Look speed equals new debug command float set underscore look speed. Description sets the That's the look speed of the player. String format. So then set underscore look speed value. And then we do X. So here's the fun part. I'm just going to full screen this. It'll be easier. So the fun part is going to be actually setting this, but it shouldn't be too bad. What we need to do is we need to find the player, which honestly we could probably just public game object player. Although we need to get third person controller. Third person controller equals player dot get component third person controller. If, and then we're going to do a check if controller doesn't equal actually if controller equals null, then I guess this is where a console would come in handy, but or being able to actually display the console or something. Then third person controller not found. That. Controller dot look speed equals X. And there we go.
To do is set up our handle input method to be able to manage this type of command. We can do that by creating a string array and splitting the array wherever there's a space.
Okay, we need to actually add that functionality into this. Put this back over here.
Now we can use the setGold command to define how much gold.
String properties equals input dot split we go. Hello, Dreddy. How are you doing? Well, I did see the message. So, let's see, where was I? Oh, okay. That's good. That's good. Let's see here. So if right here, so else if input dot contains contain no, not contains, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Actually, I should probably add in like everything in here just for my teammates. If they're gonna add some commands, they don't have to mess with this. So with no parameters, and then with a float parameter, and then let's see here. Float doesn't equal. Oh, okay, so that's good. Then what we want to do is command list I as. Well, he's probably just gonna do debug command float. Maybe. Yes.
No.
Oh. Dot invoke float dot parse. Just doing a regular parse. And this is coming from a string. This could get fat fingered or something like that. So yeah, that could go wrong. What game are you making? So I am making a the concept is going to be is interesting. I'm mainly making a game for a game jam that I'm currently in with a team. I'm in a team of 7, including myself. So the idea for our game is, well, the theme for the game jam is community, and our idea is to do the player is a red panda, and basically what you have to do is you have to go around and you have to find all the other pandas that are hiding in this environment or something and bring them back together, and then basically like that. We kind of, I think the inspiration idea was from the from Breath of the Wild, finding the Koroks. So oops, I just took the key off my keyboard. Okay, let's not do that. There we go. The idea is you have to go out and find the pandas, and in order to find them and all, you have to do these puzzles, just like the Koroks, where it's just like move a boulder into a hole or put like some. It's gonna be like mainly but a couple puzzles and all, but apparently we're also doing some kind of spell system where you have to draw to do a spell, or some kind of draw combination and all to activate a spell to be able to like levitate something or push something, or I don't know. It'll be interesting. I've mainly been working on the player movement functionality, and I mean so far it's doing pretty good. Right now I'm kind of just making this console input tool be able to actually test stuff out in the game. So anyway, we kind of want to do a try parse here. Otherwise, this might backfire. If it breaks, it breaks. I guess we'll just do that for now. There we go. Which I'm gonna see if I can add the rest. So if it's a, let's see here, do an int or a string. Actually, if it's a string, you don't need to parse it at all. There we go. A Boolean. Now, Boolean. Oh, yeah, there's a Boolean parse. That might actually work. Of course. So, bool. Yeah. Oops. Boolean. Bool dot. Yeah, okay, there is a bool parse. Which that can take like. With that, that'll probably be, that could take like a true or false or a 1 or a 0 or I don't know if a yes and no will work, but this is good. This is really good. All right.
Now we can use the set gold command to define how much gold we have. You should be able to see here that we're using generic typing to control what our string parameters should be passed as, but we're using the...
I just realized I goofed. This needs to be a 1, not an I. There we go.
command itself to handle what to do with those parameters. It's an incredibly dynamic system that allows us to pass through all sorts of data from the console. There's one final thing to do though, because trust me, as your game grows, you probably won't remember all of these commands. Let's add a help option to display a list of all the available commands. We'll create a new bool at the top of...
Help option would probably be good.
our controller here called show help. Then let's add a command for it. This will simply set show help to true when called.
Okay. I want to put that at the beginning. Public static. Whoop. Debug command. Oh, it'll just be called help. And then let's go down here. I'm going to put this at the beginning. So help equals new debug command. So it's going to be help. Shows a list of commands. Show help equals true. And let's put that here.
Next, in our GUI method, let's check to see if show help is true and then draw a box to print our help messages. Okay, that's good. Now we need to actually print the messages. In our script, let's use a scroll. Okay, that's good. Now we true and then draw a box.
Okay. The on GUI. Here we go. He puts it right here. If show help.
To print our help messages.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. Now we need to actually print the messages. In our script, let's use a scroll view to fit and print each message.
All right. Rectangle viewport equals new rectangle. There we go. He's got a scroll up there. To scroll. And list that count. All right, cool. Then debug command base command equals command list. So we're looping through every single command that we have. And we're grabbing the command format. command description. Okay. It's mainly a lot of just positioning as far as the GUI stuff. But once this is done, you'll have a decent start console. Cool. And outside of this, he does GUI dot in scroll view.
So now, whenever we use the help command, all of our available commands are printed in our window alongside the descriptions of what they do. Valuable for players or members on the team who are looking for a quick hack without needing to dig.
Okay, I'm actually gonna test that out now. All right, let's take a look here. Play. Oh, cool, look at that. That's awesome.
Into the code. The only thing they probably need to know is to type help in the first place, but I'll leave that one for you to figure out. So that's about it for this video. Obviously, there's a lot more you could do with the system to improve it. For instance, a nice UX improvement could be to add a search feature as the user starts typing to predict the command they're looking for and then printing suggestions to them. But I think this will do for now. It's a pretty
Yeah, if I need to get into detail, then yeah, I guess that's fine. But
flexible system with a lot of extendability, which hopefully you found useful. Be sure to let me know your thoughts down below. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up.
okay. So, although first, what I want to do is there we go. I want to turn the help thing into a toggle. And I'll probably adjust this later down the road or something, or add stuff, or who knows. All right, I'm gonna take a short break, and I will be right back. So see you in a bit. Alright, and I'm back. So, we haven't tested out this look speed, so let me actually do that. And then I'll probably move on to see what else needs to be done. Or actually, what I'll probably do, I need to check all this in, merge, and do some merging and stuff. Alright, play. Okay, so what is our speed at now? Our speed at 5. It might be maybe a little too fast or something like that. Why am I getting, I feel like I'm getting frame drops. That's weird. Alright, set. Actually, let's do help. Type help, okay. Set look speed. Let's set it to 4. Whoopsie. Oh, I goofed. I didn't set our player. There we go. Try this again. Okay. Nope. Alright. That look speed 4. Oh, our look speed is set to 4. That's cool. That works great. I feel like I'm getting frame drop. I don't know what it is. Hmm. And everything should still work. Yep, I can push the ball. I can go up the stairs, except for the last one on this side, which is fine. I can do this. Let's go over here. Go up the stairs. Go down the stairs. All right. Cool. All right. Well, that's that. Let's switch. All right, let's check all this in. What I modify here? Okay. All right. Well, that's all checked in. Sorry, give me a sec. I'm doing a pull request to our GitHub to be pulled up into the master branch. Creating pull request. There we go. All right. Team know that I'm good. Uh, there we go. Hmm. All right. So let's see what else we have. Wow, that is waiting. Main menu, pause menu. I guess. Design world layout. Hmm. Um. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what else we have, because I know. Although, how's my branch as far as late stuff? I think I have late. This branch is 3 commits ahead of master. Okay, so I have everything. Well, let's check out some of the other stuff that some of my teammates have been working on. There's some puzzles. Levitate bridge. Okay. Player cast. Nope. Okay, so we need to look around for magical object. Okay, so we need to get our new stuff set up here. Camera boom. Levitatable object. Okay. What is this levitate bridge? Okay. So we have an issue here. Ah, gotcha. Replace with new input system. Got it. Let's hit play. Oh, now what? You're trying to read. Okay. So we still have where we're using the old input system. Try and read input using the Unity engine input. Okay. So camera boom. This, yeah, we're probably gonna have to convert this to the new player movement stuff. All right. Oh, okay, I got a response from nobody beat me to. Oh, look, checking that. Cool. Over to using the Player movement input. Okay. Okay, so we'll start with this. Camera boom control. So let's take a look at that script. Right here. Scripts. Camera boom controls. Okay. So this is literally just camera controls, which we have that taken care of. So then let's remove, although, is there anything special in here? Really? Let's remove the player caster. Although, well, hold on. We need to, let's go back over to our scene, player test scene. Third person camera. And player. Let's create a folder. Prefabs. Drag our player and our third person camera. Right. So let's go back over to the other scene. Oh wait, we also actually hold on, one more thing. We also want our game manager here. Right. So now going back over to here. There we go. Let's do game manager. That up here. Let's get rid of this player caster. Let's put in player. Then we need our third person camera. So they rose, okay, so the ground here is risen by 1. Wait, no, it's not the player. Okay, there we go. And then let's scooch the player this way a bit. And let's rotate them 180. There we go. Okay. So then, oh, we have nothing. Oh. So our camera needs to follow target here. Of course, we don't have a main camera at all. Camera. Actually, let me just grab the one that we have. Player test scene. There. This one. And then let's put our main camera in here. There we go. That's what I wanted. So it looks like this levitate bridge thing revolves around this levitatable object script. The rigid body. Okay. So how does this work? Let's go to here. Spell ID. Okay. Is levitating. Okay. Cast spell. There's a caster. Trying to figure out how this works. Wait. On mouse button up. Oof. Hit that transfer. Okay. I didn't see that on our object prefab. Oh, let me look at one of the others. So this player caster. Oh. Uh, Not too sure how this is going to work. Give me a second. I'm talking with a teammate. Hmm. Yeah. This looks like something I don't want to touch. So I guess this is a never mind. I'll definitely have to coordinate with the teammate for this. Okay, so back over to my scene. Let's undo changes. There we go. Let's see what there is to work on. Oh, there's puzzles. Hmm. Okay. Well, not really much I can do at the moment, so I'm probably gonna end the stream here for now, but might either stream a little bit more later today, or whether it's coding or gaming or something like that. Um, but if not, I'll definitely be streaming tomorrow. So just so you guys aren't bored and I'm not just sitting here in silence, thank you all for joining, and I hope you guys have a good day for the rest of your day. See ya.